So if you're aware of Twitch, you know that Twitch has had a lot of problems over the years, and it's one of the reasons why I used to stream on Twitch back in 2017. I was doing a little bit of GTA 5, and then I just never really went back to it because it just always rubbed me the wrong way. And, you know, to each their own. The people that want to be on the platform, fine. I mean, maybe at some point, maybe I'd jump back on there, but the way that I felt, I didn't care for it, and I'd rather stream on YouTube. It just felt better. It was just one of those places that you couldn't stand the people that were in charge because they had so many inconsistent rules. You know, unlike, say, YouTube, pretty much what was going on YouTube, right, is that people at the very top were favored just like anywhere else, and then pretty much everybody else on a level playing field was just getting screwed over. Unlike Twitch, where even some of the larger creators that were male would get messed with, and then there would be like a large kind of pass for these hot streamers. And so it just, the environment was just always garbage. And the metas are no exception. Twitch has always been known for having these metas, and there's usually what people call the booby streamers. They were always inventing new ways to maximize their viewership by just being scantily clad. And one of the metas not that long ago was the hot tub stream. People would just jump in the hot tubs and stuff, and it was a little bit provocative, just straggling the line, you know, of what was acceptable and what was against the terms of service. But I think overall it was acceptable, and even though some people really disagreed. And I guess there's a new meta that it's relatively in the same plane, but it's just kind of like implied nudity. It's just like implication. It's not actually showing anything. It's usually just the top of the cans. And the funny thing is, it's actually kind of showing a little bit less than if, say, the woman was just wearing a bikini, for example. You'd probably see even more. But this is like cut off at a certain point to make sure that, say, you know, the nippies can't get into the shot. But it's just enough to where people like the implication. And so there's a lot of people that are upset about this, and this went extremely viral because there's this guy reacting to this girl, this adult film actress that's on Twitch that is doing this very thing.
I feel
what is this meta?
And also like anxious today. You know what I mean? Titan, thank you for the tier 3.
Now, obviously, the guy is being over the top. There's no way this is an authentic response, because it's not like, what are you 8 years old to where something like this would be that exciting or that crazy to see? But it's like, bro, you can barely see anything. I mean, we've seen worse stuff on Twitch already. There was a girl that, you know, obviously she did this purposefully, knowing that she would get a lot of clout. She just straight up bent over and then spread her cheeks. Just exposing everything, knowing that she was going to get banned. And then it's all good, right? We've seen people accidentally have slippage and not get, well, let me, I say people, but like I was going to say, we've seen women do slippages and then not get punished. We've seen men do the same similar things and they've actually been punished. They would be banned for a few days, sometimes even permabanned. We've seen a lot of wild stuff on Twitch. So is this really the wildest thing? It's just another way to just, right, maximize profits by getting all these simps to flock to your stream, because there's something about, for some people, that implied nudity is just better than the real thing. Because I've always been one of those people that, like, why would you want to watch these Twitch streamers? Why would you want to pay for the OnlyFans or whatever when there are just mountains of websites and free stuff everywhere? And I'm talking about actual free content where it's put up and it's monetized. It is actually there for consumption. It's not stolen content, right? Like I just for the life of me, I'm like, but there's people that I guess this is more of a culture of people that grew up online. Well, see, me and my wife, we watch 90 Day Fiance, and one of the couples, the guy, this dude's from like Arkansas, or he's from the South. He's from the South. He's from like Tennessee. I don't know where the hell he's from. He's from Kentucky, actually. And his experience is just online friendship. He's been friends with a guy for like 15 years, never met him in person, but that's his best friend. And there's a lot of people that I know that are a little bit younger than me. I'm 35 years old. There's people that are a little bit younger than me that have similar relationships where, to me, it's the opposite. I've met some people online that I can consider friends, but my close friends, I've all met them in person. I've been to birthdays. We've done a lot, like all my closest people I've met in real life, I've known for a very long time. That's just how I grew up, right? So that's just my experience versus a newer generation that grew up with faster internet from the very beginning, where I was someone who grew up with dial-up, right? Like my dial-up, and then stuff started getting faster when I was like a sophomore in high school, where there's people that are like, say, 4, 5, 6 years younger that had the DSL and the faster stuff, so they were able to make better connections and build better relationships. And these are the type of people that I feel like enjoy more of these online services, that enjoy these metas that I scratch my head at, that I'm like, why would you invest any time or money into this? It is baffling to me. And I know there are people that are young that also feel the same way as me. I'm just saying that mostly, if you don't understand where this is coming from, this is what I theorize. It is coming from a place of people that grew up very differently than people that grew up more with in real life experiences. Like, I'm the person that always thought strip clubs were kind of ridiculous. You spend a ton of money and you barely get anything in return. But the funny thing is, in hindsight, I almost respect people who go to strip clubs more than people who pay for like OnlyFans and stuff. Right? Because at least you're getting a conversation in person. You're getting a girl dancing on you, or a guy, wherever you're going. It's one of those things that at least there is some sort of value that I guess that makes sense. And versus the completely fake and completely separation that you get from, like, say, a streamer or just completely exclusive online content, where it just feels completely empty. But to them it doesn't, because they'll have friends for 10, 15 years, and it's completely 100% real to them. They'll have relationships online that have lasted for years and is completely real to them. And so it's just a little bit different from my point of view. And so I've always valued just a little bit more of a physical and in-person connection. And I'm not even trying to just trash all these people. It's just more of a understanding why stuff like this would even rise to the top in the first place. Because I understand, okay, we all like beautiful women. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter your sexual orientation. Doesn't matter your gender. Everybody appreciates beautiful women. They do. Whether you actually want to be with them, whether you want to just idolize them, be like them, look like them, whatever it is, in cultures all around the world, it is like hypnotic, right? And so I get how beautiful women will rise to the top and everything. Even when it comes to talent, the better you look, the more successful you will be. I mean, imagine, say, if like Taylor Swift or Billie Eilish or Beyonce or whomever were ugly. They wouldn't get the accolades that they have, even though they're all talented. You know, they're all very talented people, but we value that type of stuff. So of course, these streamers that are beautiful on average, or what I would say conventionally attractive, are going to rise to the top. I get it. It's not my cup of tea. It is pretty ridiculous, but I gotta say, the response to this has been a little silly. Like, the people that are freaking out about it, there's people pointing out, say, all the misogynists and stuff, the incels and all the stuff that's ramping around. The weirdos that say, with this girl that you see as an example, she has some muscle on her. She's a muscle mommy. She works out. She works out a lot. And there are dudes that are confused, like, I don't get it. Is she trans? Or what's happening? The voice sounds pretty feminine. I don't get it. And I'm like, have you... These people, they don't go out anywhere. They don't have real experiences. They've never stepped foot in a gym. I am a member of 2 gyms. One of them, a UFC gym that has all the stuff I need for the heavy bags and all this stuff, and then just a local gym that is right down the street for me. Say if I just want to hit the sauna real quick, hit the treadmill, just work out my just do some free weights or something real quick. And in both gyms, you just see these mammoth women these women that are way stronger than me, because I am not the strongest guy. I guess I'm strong for my size maybe, but I am not anywhere near, say, how strong I was back in 2016, for example, where I was actually lifting regularly. And there are some muscle mommies there that are really impressive, that look like monsters, all different sizes. And you just see this, it's normal. I walk into these gyms and I'm not like thrown off and I'm like, is that a man or something? No. It's normal. When you're in that culture, it is 100% normal to see that. And so you see these people that are now called online, they're called trans investigators, because they see trans people and everything. It's this whole new wave of transphobia that you see that the right is undertaking. And so you see it infecting these people that live online, where they see a muscle-bound mommy, like that streamer that was showed, and then they're like confused, like, why are the shoulders so broad? Look broad, the chest, it doesn't make any sense. Because women have muscles, and when they work them out to an extreme level, that's what they look like. So that's this whole thing, man, this new meta, because there's other examples, there's other women that are doing the same thing, but it's just not for me, man. It's not for me at the end of the day. There's so many people it's just not for, but there are so many people that it is for. Obviously, that's why they're at the top. Obviously, that's why some websites like OnlyFans have absolutely exploded. And yeah, there is a hint of jealousy that comes with this, right? A lot of people are jealous about this. And even when it comes to me, I'm not really jealous about the streaming, because I've never truly enjoyed streaming. Like, say, the most I enjoyed it when I was doing it once a week on Saturday. I enjoyed it, but I also try to spice it up, put mods on my stream, do things differently, not just sit silent and just play my game and try to collect money. I just felt cheap, like, say, people that are artists, right? You always feel you're always your worst critic, and you're always criticizing yourself. And so I'm like, I just don't feel like I'm doing good enough. Meanwhile, there's people that are doing next to nothing and getting massive amounts of audiences. I understand that. But that's just, I'm cut from a different cloth in that way, where instead of just wanting to get pure clout, I want to do something that I truly enjoy and I think I'm actually giving somebody a good product. So when it comes to me, like, it doesn't really work well for me when it comes to streaming. And so I'm not jealous on that aspect. When it comes to something like OnlyFans, maybe a little bit jealous more, because I do really appreciate the fitness industry. And yeah, it would be pretty awesome to be jacked and then maybe just make a couple of bucks. Oh, imagine charging $10 a month and you get like 10, just 10 people subscribe. Hey, that's a couple of bills paid. I like that aspect. And then the jealousy comes in, where you could pretty much be whatever woman and you'll get some type of audience. Man, there are some busted up people that have started some OnlyFans, and they have, a fair amount of subscribers. So it's like, oh man, that would be nice to have, but that market isn't really open to men in that way. They're usually, when it comes to men, it's always a niche. Like, they're buff, their hog is just ungodly big, they're a bear, like they're fat and hairy, so then they get that gay audience. Whatever, I digress. I'm just saying there is some jealousy in that, but who cares, man? This stuff's gonna come and then it's gonna go. So and Twitch has proven that it's never gonna change, and unfortunately there has not been any successful real contenders, like people who were going to overtake Twitch. Mixer tried, and I feel like that was probably the best thing, the best try. You have things like Kick and Rumble and stuff, and I know Kick, I think, is backed by like the gambling money, which is a lot of money, but I just don't think, I think Twitch is just too here to stay, and I don't think people would do a mass exodus. I just don't think they would do it. So that's what it is. You got this new Twitch meta, and I wonder what's going to be next. I know it's going to be something stupid, and then people are going to complain about it more, which is fine. I'm not even saying don't complain about it, but it just is what it is. But let me know what you think about this latest Twitch meta. And if you don't care, or if this annoys you, whatever, just talk about it in the comment section. And thanks for watching, and please leave a like button before you get out of here. I'd appreciate it very much, so thank you.